now.
Welcome, everyone. Come on in. I hope you're all there.
Don't know.
We're missing Rhonda today, and Rhonda's our technical wizard who helps us out so much, but she's doing something mighty exciting. She is doing volunteering at a Hay House thing, which is so exciting, and she gets to meet Kyle Gray, Radley Valentine, and Colette Barron Reed, and so Rhonda's busy working her buns off, and we're so proud of her. But today, come on in, share out this information. We have such a special guest, and so start it up, share it out. Our guest today is one of our own, Marla Torres. You all know her. She's always there commenting, winning, and everything. And today she's bringing something so important to the front. We're going to be talking about the rising of the phoenix. It's Marla, or is it you? Overcoming domestic violence with Marla Torres today. And this is so important. How many of you have ever been part of a relationship or known someone who has, and you are made to feel that you're crazy for thinking that things are wrong in this relationship, being told that your feelings are not valid, being hurt, knowing the difference, but not feeling that you could reach out. Well, today we've got Marla Torres telling us her story, and her story is a hero's story. And I want each of you to take it into heart if you're still in a position like this, or if you know someone who has. And so with all that, I'd like to bring on Marla Torres and Bex Marie. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
Marla, can
come
you
on
tell us a
in.
little bit about yourself and about your journey so far that's kind of brought you to where you are today?
So, I am a critical care nurse by trade right now in the 3D world. I'm also a shamanic Reiki master practitioner and a holistic life coach, and I dabble in my essential oils and making special blends and infusing them with the Reiki and also with crystals charged with the energies from the moon. So that's really where my passion and my heart lies. But we're just working on transforming into that right now. So that's fun. And my journey, I am a mom to a beautiful little girl, and we are right now experiencing the challenges coming from divorce and bankruptcy. So that's been a quite a growing experience for me, getting the courage to walk away from someone and something that was extremely toxic. I think really my little girl is what motivated me initially, that I didn't want her in that environment. I didn't want her growing up thinking that that was okay and that's how a man's supposed to treat a woman. And as time has progressed, I realized that I'm doing it for me ultimately, that loving myself is coming first. And then by healing myself, it's also healing her and helping her on her journey. But that's where I am now.
Absolutely. And that's such a long,
I love
it's
that
beautiful.
because what is for your highest good is for the highest good of the environment, including your little girl. So
Yeah.
I totally appreciate the courage you took to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. So I know that we want to talk about kind of a heavy topic today. I mean, I guess it's a heavy topic to approach, but then it's a very empowering topic.
Yes,
yes. There may be triggers, so we're giving out that little warning for anybody who may be experiencing any triggers in today's show. Holding space for you, sending you love and light, and know that we're all experiencing this together. We're all learning how to rise out of the ashes of a life that may have been very traumatic and tough. I mean, I know I've gone through it. Teresa's gone through it.
Yes,
You know, we're all
yes,
holding space
yes.
together for those of us who are still learning how to come out of that. Um, why did you feel like that would be a good topic for us to talk about today?
Well, I've just been really feeling empowered and wanting to help empower other women and men, actually, because it's not just women being
Absolutely.
affected by
You're right.
domestic violence. But I really wanted to be a voice to let people know that they're not alone. That, you know, because when I was in the thick of it, I did feel very alone, even though I have a lot of support from my spiritual family. I was still in a place that I was scared to reach out and ask for help, so I felt very alone and isolated, and that really, as I see now, is with my own choosing. Like once I started reaching out and asking for help and support, I received it, and that was tremendous. Um, but I really just want people to know that they're not alone, that they don't have to suffer in silence, that there's many of us that have gone through it and are willing to hold space and to help them become empowered themselves to walk away, you know, for themselves, ultimately for themselves, like to really love yourself so much that you realize it doesn't matter, like all the all the possessions, all everything, it's okay. You can start from scratch. Like literally, I'm starting from scratch, and that's fine. It's awesome. You have a new chapter, a new beginning. But I want you to know that you're not alone. That you can do this. That it's a choice. And I think one of the things that really helps me with making the choice for myself and then ultimately for my daughter was the gratitude practice that I started a little over a year
Oh,
ago.
wow.
I think, yeah, I think because that
Right.
really changed my life, and I
Yeah.
think that really set the groundwork for me, the foundation
Right on.
that I needed to propel me forward, you know, of being in that state of gratitude, even for the tough
Yes.
times, even for those moments where my heart was breaking and I was, you know, crying myself to sleep. Just really, really finding the gratitude there and being able to go forward. And each day you might feel crappy. You might, you know, everybody has bad days, but realizing, no, I have the choice. Like I can choose to raise my vibration, you know, find there's lots of different ways that you can choose to raise your vibration, but really realizing that I have the power. I have the power within me, and it was my choice, and it can be your choice too. Like you can do this. You know, it's not just me, you know, like, oh, look, she did it. You know, no, you can do it too. And, you know, we're so happy to help support you in doing it. You know, I think
That's beautiful.
yeah.
So powerful. I know with my own
No, I love
experience,
that.
when I had when it finally was like, okay, this is it. It was divorce. It was living in a one-bedroom cottage with 4 kids. You know, being homeless. My car was broken at the same time. We had to give up the dog. It was like everything crumbled at the same time. And I feel like that's such a powerful realization when you know that your life is just kind of crumbling around you, you know, and you're able to somehow find the strength to get up and start over again, you know, and move through that and be able to recognize the pain and the anguish and the grief, but also the power in you that is like this fire comes, you know, it just lights up inside you and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
I get to rebuild my life now. I get to start over and make something that I really want and not something I settled for because I was afraid I didn't deserve anything better, you know?
right.
Yes.
So I think that, you know, and I feel like that's the case for a lot of people who leave those situations is really it's about starting over. It's about being able to recognize that it's your life to create however you choose, you know. And it's
And I
hard.
think you said, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very hard. And I think you said something key in where you said like about deserving, because you think, oh, you know, oh, I don't
Worthiness.
deserve
Yeah.
it, and oh well, you know, if I just
Yeah.
suck it up, I can suck up anything, you know, just you know, so my child still has an intact family, and it's like, no, you are deserving, you are worthy, you're so
Exactly.
worthy
Yes.
of an amazing love, and it needs to start with yourself, you know, with
Yes.
you loving yourself, because you can't truly receive love from somebody else until you really and truly love yourself, until you really become your own soulmate, until you really can find that within you. Like I have the confirmation goosebumps right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's
Uh-huh.
so powerful, but you are worthy. And when you realize that, it might start with something as simple as every day say it an affirmation, like I am worthy, I am worthy of love.
I
I
have the
am,
power.
worthy of loving myself. Yeah, it's just so empowering, these I am statements, and really affirming your worth and your love. Like everybody deserves it. Yeah.
Falling in love with yourself every single
Yep.
day. That's what healing is. That's what
Yep.
healing is falling in love with yourself. And I know, for me personally, and I know it's not, uh, you know, I'm not the only case, but for me, it was, I can love him enough. I know he's got some issues, but I can love him enough. I can,
Mhm.
I can make this better.
Yeah.
I can be strong
Mhm.
enough to hold on. Even in the moments where everything was falling apart, I still was like, but I'm not a quitter. It was like I was using him as a scapegoat to not love myself.
Right.
I was using that as like put my energy into making him better while I'm dying inside.
Yes.
And I
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
that's a really important part of that we need to recognize is that if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else, you know, period. And then you definitely can't love them better. It doesn't work like that. Love is healing, but you have to love yourself enough first, and is there ever really enough? Is there ever enough love? No. We have
No.
to just love ourselves completely so that we are so full of love, it overflows out to everybody else. And that's how we heal.
Yes. It's an overflow. That's the point. The overflows. Yeah. We don't ever give out of the well. That's our part. We
Right.
let it overflow. There's so many good points. There's a point when you first go through this, no matter what, you do seem to feel alone. So you can see that's really good that you do have the support team and that you remember to reach out to them because, like Marla, you were saying, it was hard to reach out to them even though you knew they were there. The next thing that's the huge catalyst for change is gratitude. That gratitude changes everything because that is your choice. Whatever your mind is dwelling on, whatever you're going through, you have the choice to still be in gratitude. And gratitude there's something magical about it, isn't it? It
Mhm.
brings in so much magic. It brings in so much support. It brings in more for you to be grateful for. Now with that behind you, you're able to gain the confidence in loving yourself and to having the confidence that you're making the right decisions and things. So
Yes.
there's these steps and layers that you've got to go through. What next? What comes next?
I'm excited to see. Like there's so many opportunities that wait, for me, and I'm just very excited to see what comes next. And I'm making room for it. I've in addition to, the bankruptcy, the divorce and all that stuff, I'm also like just going through my physical home and just clearing out what no longer serves me. So there's just so much releasing and shedding of things that no longer serve me, internally, emotionally, and also in my physical world, to just open up space so that the universe can have room to pour blessings down on me. It's like an example, I can give. My daughter was asking for a book, and we're in the store, wants some more books, but her bookshelf is full. You have no place to put it. So until you remove some things that you're no longer using, that no longer at your age level, then you can have room for more books to come in. So it's the same, it's the same thing
Mm-hmm.
in our lives, like until we can remove what no longer serves us, physically and emotionally, we don't have room for the blessings that the universe is just really waiting to pour out on us. And yeah, so it's exciting to see what's coming next. I have, lots of great visions, and so it's very exciting. I'm so excited.
That is so exciting.
And this
And
whole
Yeah.
time, I've been sitting here watching you go through this. Another thing that I truly admired about you is one, you keep your practices going every day. You don't use this as an excuse to stop doing your daily self-love and your daily gratitude. But also, you always, always, always take the time to play and do things with Savannah. How
Mhm.
important play is and
Yes.
being in that zone, being that kind of open-hearted. I totally admired that in you. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun, and it's like you feel so much freer too. Like, just really connecting with your inner child, and like I feel like I have my song that's in my heart, like it gets to come out now, and I get to be Marla, and it's
Ooh,
so fun to
I
be
love the
Marla.
sound of that.
Yeah.
So beautiful to be able to like let that just kind of flow with you, because there are some times that we just get so bogged down with the fear of the
Yeah.
unknown, and I know I have so many people that say to me, I just, I hate not knowing what's next or where we're going. But it's really in
It's
that
faith.
space that you get to create anything. That's your blank canvas, and you have the power to make it whatever you want it to be. It's not like it's happening to you, you're choosing. At this point, you have full creative control with, co-creation with the creator to make your life what you want, and I think that that's where the power really comes in. That's where the empowerment really starts to, this is the phoenix rising. It's the creation of your new life. Being reborn into who
Yes.
you are, who you're really meant to be, and not who you've settled as or who you've allowed
Right.
yourself to stay small
Good
as.
point.
Right.
Oh
So
yeah,
I love
chills. I
this.
got those
Yeah.
chills.
But,
You're
the
so
thing
right.
is that so many people don't ask for help. They don't come out and talk about
Yeah.
it because they're embarrassed. How did I get into this? Or I think there's also that idea that once you say it out loud, it makes it real. So
Yes.
how do we hold
Oh
Yes.
space for
yeah.
people to be able to use their voice and ask for help and come to, I mean, any of us, if anybody's going through this, any one of us are available if you need to talk.
Yes.
Our contact
Absolutely.
information will be in the comments. We're a safe place to come to if you need to just let it out, you know. But it's just being able to take that first step and say it. This is what's happening. And I mean, even now, I have a hard time saying that I've been through it. I still find myself being like, is he going to find out that I said it? Oh my God, what's going to
Right.
happen?
Right.
I go into that space and I'm
Oh
like, screw
wow.
it, this is my life. I'm
Yep.
all done with that.
Yep.
This is my time. I can say whatever my truth is, and I don't need to justify it. But it's taken 10 years, 10 years for me to get to that point, you know? Um, how is it that you want to show up for women and men who have gone through this? How are you bringing that to light as part of what you want to offer to be able to help them through either leaving or healing, whatever it is that you have felt guided to move into?
Well, really just being able to hold the space for them, and intuitively um, just offer the support and just I really, really I can't I know I said it already, but just stressing that they have the power. You have the power within you, and just to help them see that. I don't want them to feel alone. I really don't want anybody to feel alone. And I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. I honestly don't. And that's part of it is that I am have been working on releasing my fear of not knowing, of not having it planned out, because that has been my persona for all these years is like very type A. I have to have a plan. I need to know exactly
Mm-hmm.
what's going on, how it's going to work out, and I have to make sure that I've covered X, Y, Z. And I think being a mom, it's even heightened because, you're always like on the lookout for anything that could potentially harm your child. And so you're constantly
Yes.
aware. And now I'm having to take a step back and be like, I don't know. I honestly don't know how it's going to unfold. Um, and that's okay. It's okay to see how the universe uses
Yeah.
this experience, and even finally
Yes.
being brave enough to speak about it to more than close friends. Being able to say that this is it. This is what has been going on, and this is what's happened, and I'm here for you, and to help you realize that you do have a choice, and that um, you can walk away from something that is not safe for you, that is toxic, that is no longer serving you. Um, but just to remember, something always stuck with me. I think actually Bex might have reminded me of this, but fear, false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
It is not real. It can feel very real. It can feel very overwhelming, but it's not real. And you can make the choice to remind yourself of that this is not real.
Right.
I have the power. I can make the choice in this moment to choose joy, to choose happiness, to choose gratitude, and use that to propel yourself forward. Because it might be a minute by minute thing that day. It might be, because some days are like that, where it just feels so overwhelming. But another great way, another great tool is tapping. Just using that EFT, tapping on those points. That has really also helped me when I'm feeling that fear overwhelm me and the anxiety overwhelm me. Just going back to my room and just tapping my way through it, just crying. It's such a huge release, just crying, letting it
Yes.
out, and just tap it away. And that has been so helpful. And, you don't always think about it when you're in the middle of it, So I think that by shedding light on this, by talking about it more, by letting people know that they're not alone and that there are tools, and just being an extra support for them, to remind you, like, oh, hey, have you tried tapping? Maybe you want to, think about that, or look into that, do a little more research. Not telling anybody what to do, but using, allowing spirit to use you to bring a message to them that, may not today, may not resonate, but, a week later they may be like, oh, wait, you remember Marla said
Mhm.
XYZ, let me try that. So it's just allowing yourself to be used, by spirit, and not worrying about how you're doing it. Just go, be like H2O and go with the flow.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers always says that, and it's
Yeah.
like,
I
it's
love
so
that.
true. Like, stop trying to paddle upstream. Just just go with it and just watch the beauty and the magnificence unfold. So that's where I am right now. It's just I'm in a space of not knowing, and I'm okay with it. Just
That's
finally
Hmm.
so
accepting that.
powerful.
That's beautiful.
So
That's a whole new level
powerful.
of faith.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean, I know that, it's our conditioning that we can't have empty space. We have to fill it. We have to
Yep.
fill that space with something. And so we're going to find a way. We have to keep ourselves busy, but just being is enough. Just
Yes.
being, even if it's in a space
Breathing.
of the unknown, is enough. And I know that one of the ways that you like to also move the energy of all this and help really move you into a space of centeredness and being calm is through drumming. And you're going to share
Yes.
that
Woohoo!
with us today. I'm so excited. You
Yes.
guys, we experienced this in the pre-show meeting, and I could feel it through my whole body,
Yeah.
like my energy field
Yeah.
just
It's
vibrating
beautiful.
everywhere. So be ready for this. Is beautiful. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I did some earlier just for me, like just to kind of ground myself. I'm just feeling it. It's like thinking about it. It's gonna be hard to just sit here and do it because usually when I drum, I just have to like move and just
Yeah,
feel it.
I'm
So
gonna
you
move
might
with
see me
it.
moving a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, I'm
You
moving
might
with
see
it
me
too.
moving a little bit. So,
Yes.
all right, here we go.
Yes.
Whew, that was so good.
I
I was
love it.
teleported away for that. That was beautiful. Thank you. I
Oh,
was
wow, no,
really,
I love this drum.
I mean, seriously, I was gone. I was off at a tribal ceremony,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
fire bright and big, and I was seeing the eagle show up, and there was a deer that showed
Wow.
up, and I could hear the voices of, the
I was
tribe.
hearing singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was hearing the chanting and the just praising, earth and spirit, and whoa, I don't know where you took me, but
Pulling,
that was amazing.
pulling in the shamanic
Yeah.
That
energies
was
really
a
is so
definite
awesome. I
shoot.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that was so healing. I felt my heart first, and it just like rippled out from there, and I was gone. So thank you for that.
You're
There's just,
so
What is
welcome.
it about the drum that does that? I mean, it kind of brings up the issues and it kind of grounds you at the same time, or what is it?
It just feels, for me,
Power
it's
drum's
so
so
freeing
magical.
and so powerful, and really just that connection, because
Yeah.
I'm obviously connected with the shamanic side of things and with healing and stuff, and that the drum is just such an integral part of shamanism for me. Like, it's just, there's just something about it. It does too, Bex. It takes me away, and I'm elsewhere. Like, I know in other lifetimes I was a Native American, and so it's
absolutely.
just like really connecting with other lifetimes and just feeling that. It's just, I love it.
That was
It's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah. And I've
Thank
heard
you.
actually, I was sharing with you before that my mom used to work with domestic violence and that they started doing drumming circles. They kind of, and it was a really amazing thing to um, bring out because it helps heal, it helps release a lot of that density that's in you. But it also helps you vibrate with the heartbeat of the earth, of Gaia. It brings that up. And so you feel your body pulsing with that beat. And that downbeat that's the vibration of the heartbeat of Gaia. And so that's why it's so sacred, because then you're really recognizing and vibrating with that. And so it brings you into that grounding, heart-centered energy and brings you into also that spiritual energy. So it's a very, very powerful place to hang out.
Yes.
So thank you for giving us an opportunity for that, because I'm just like, I'm ready to go now. That was good. That was a nice
Yay.
recharge.
Good.
Oh,
I'm so
so,
glad.
all right, I think we are ready for announcements. If there's anything else you want to add, actually, Marla, how can they get a hold of you?
So I have a website for, I abbreviated. I am the modern day medicine woman. So I've abbreviated it to TM. Like, I can't even do it in my head. Anyways, we'll put it in the comments.
Yes.
We'll post it. And I have a Facebook group page, and then I also have a Facebook group, Insights and Guidance from Your Angels, and then I also do a gratitude group on Facebook Messenger, and I'm on Instagram.
Yes.
So there's
Yes.
lots of places on social media you can find me, which one resonates for you. But yeah, I would love to help hold space for anyone that feels like they're alone right now and going through something similar. Because you're not, and you've got the power, baby.
First step is just talking out it,
Yeah, yep,
having
yeah.
somebody
Because
to.
once you talk about it, I feel like it doesn't have as much power over you. Like, don't hold those
Yes.
skeletons in your closet. Let them out. Be free. Like, you just feel such the phoenix rising. You just
Yes.
feel such a freedom and a release, and just they don't have power over you anymore. So that's pretty awesome because you take back your power.
Exactly, exactly. And you can take back your power in every moment. Take back that
Yes,
power. Even if you find yourself in a moment where you've given it away again, just recenter and you
take
say,
it back.
okay, I'm taking that back.
Yep,
Never mind, it's mine. You don't have to commit to giving it away. So yeah,
exactly,
it's always a
exactly.
choice. So, and I'm so grateful to you for what you're doing, and being able to hold space while you're going through your own transformations and, being just, I don't know, just an amazing, amazing, beautiful being in this space that,
Thank you.
that we're all holding together, but that you are becoming the physical representation for, that's huge to be able to stand out there in that vulnerability and say, this is what I'm experiencing and I'm here to hold space for you out of it too. You know, that's powerful. Gives me goosebumps.
Yay.
Yeah.
Whew. All right,
Beautiful. Thank
T,
you
your
for that courage.
your Wi-Fi has held, so I'm really grateful for that
Yes,
too, because you
I
didn't
know.
disappear.
I'm
Yay!
so
we
excited.
manifested
Yeah.
it.
I
Yay!
didn't
We
disappear
manifested
yet.
it.
That is
Thank
so
you
awesome.
guys. I
All right,
appreciate
so
that.
announcements, love. What do you got for us?
So later today we've got Janelle. It just seems so empty, doesn't it?
I know.
Between her and Janelle. So later on we got Janelle tonight. It's such a long pause, but tonight we got the Cosmic Ascension Report, which is so important, and it helps you to resonate with different things that you're feeling. And then Janelle has a way of showing you how it's a part of all the things that we're going through. And then oh, I get it. I'm not going crazy. Or no, I don't necessarily need to go running to the doctor. Maybe I need to be drinking more water and getting out in nature. I mean, it kind of lets you see about the things you're going through. So I love to watch that show when I get a chance. It's kind of past my bedtime. But also, and then tomorrow we've got Sarah Lillian's show. I always forget the name of that one. And then yeah, Beauty at the Heart. That's what it is. Yeah, she's such a goddess, and she teaches about beauty at the heart, and it's beautiful just listening to her. And then later on, there's Kathy Homeyer and her Nourishing Your Multidimensional Body. And then there's the tapping show, the EFT tapping show later. That is definitely past my bedtime, but that show is powerful, and I've listened to her before. She's really. She has a voice that brings you in really good, and so I love that. So every day at the Akashic Academy, there's something uplifting and good for you. And we're all people who care, so you can always reach out to us and to our guests. And we've got the Akashic Academy magazine, and we're having a special to join the Akashic Academy membership group where we've got 10 events a month where we get to feel empowered, where we get to release things that don't serve us, and where we get to bring in what's next for us. And the special price this month is for this month only. You can join for $4.44. Then it goes back to the regular price of $44.44. And so it's a beautiful chance to check us out and see all the neat things that we do there. Feel the family support that we all have. And I love that. And do you want to see who won a session this week? Who shared it out last week gets to win a session with Rhonda, and that is going to be amazing for you. And who we picked this morning, drum roll. Oh, drum roll, would be Jackie Gonzalez. You have won a beautiful session with Rhonda, and next week, whoever shares it out the most this week gets to win an amazing intuitive session with Bex. And you don't want to miss that. And I know, Marla, you've had some of those too, and they're beautiful sessions. Bex just blows me away with what her intuition brings through. And is there any other announcements that you guys can think of that I might have left off?
I think you got it. I think you nailed it, girl. Good job.
Just my song.
Hey, we have so much fun, all of us at the Akashic Academy.
Thank you. The song.
Oh, yeah, let's do the song. I love that's my favorite part.
I told you, we always forget, so thank you for reminding us. I have it written down, and I still didn't notice. All right, Marla, if you had to pick a theme song or a song to be the theme song of your life, what would it be?
Well, it's for my current, where I am currently, because there's so many songs I feel could fit for my life, but currently it's Soulmate by Lizzo.
Yes.
That really has been so empowering, and like now every time I walk past a mirror, literally, I'm like, yep, I'm the one. You know, it's really very empowering, and I am jazzing up with it. I love it.
Yes. She's my spirit animal. I always say that now. Yeah. Ever since I discovered Lizzo, I'm like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
It's all about self-empowerment.
She's awesome.
Some of her lyrics might be a little, risque, but it's all about self-empowerment and loving yourself first. And that's what we're coming into. That's the true rise of the phoenix. That's the true rise of the divine feminine, of ascension, is all about self-love. And that brings you into connection with oneness, into connection with source energy, into connection with, with pure love and light, what we are. Let's shake off all the shit that's holding us down and just love, right?
Yep, exactly.
Start with loving ourselves. So we are our own soulmates. We don't need somebody else to fill that hole. We got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
Anybody who would benefit from this episode, please share it out. Marla is an amazing resource for anybody who needs just somebody to talk to if they're going through a hard time. We're holding space for everyone who's experiencing, anything that's traumatic or dense or anything like. We're just holding space for everybody right now because we know that there's a lot of powerful changes happening, all over the world, and it's a little bumpy, but it's because we're coming into love. We're coming into light. We're coming into a better way of being. So we got to shake all the shit loose. But let's do it together, right? And we love you all very much.
Yes.
Marla, we love you so much. We are
I
so
love you
glad to
ladies
have you
too.
here, Marla. And we wish you a blessed week.
And sending love to Rhonda.
Yes, and
Yes.
Rhonda, get us autographs. Kyle Grant,
Yeah,
Rhonda
autographs, Rhonda.
or pictures, or put them on the show. We're working on it. All right, guys, have a good week. We love you.
Bye.
See you next week.